Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another toolbox review, another IE review, another count review, whatever you want to call it. I've been kind of excited to do this particular person's IE because we've been going back and forth about some ideas how to go about it. He's seems to be rather knowledgeable about the game. Just it's kind of has like choice paralysis on what to do. So I figured, we went back and forth. He gave me quite a nice write up of he kind of did like his own IE review, and I'm just going to go through kind of critique what he's talking about. So things are going to be a little bit different in this video, just based off the kind of the feedback he looked into his account and saw what he could be doing, just generally improve his account. So we'll go one by one, kind of in the order that he gave me. Normally, I ask people to give me sort of a write up of what they would like for their account, and he went through World 1 through World, I believe, 6. Kind of give me a write up one by one of some of the things he saw, and if you wanted some feedback from my point of view. So generally, I'll go through, give you sort of an account of what I can see. I'll just go through, look at the account kind of one by one, each of the sections, and see what you can improve on a little bit. But as always, if you guys do want your own IE review, feel free to message me on Discord at mainz is my character name, my account name, mainz here. Yep. Feel free to message me there, and we'll be able to help you, give you sort of an account review. Generally, I do ask, try to give me an idea of what you want to accomplish, and we'll see if we can get you there. If that's even a good idea, something you could do right now, or if your time's better spent elsewhere in trying to progress your account. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. His character's names are Only Red Panda. Character. Only Red Panda, only Green Panda, only Blue Panda, only Pink Panda, only Magic Panda, only Nerd Panda, only One Punch Panda, only Frisky Panda, only Panda Panda, Half Baked Panda. Cool. Love the names. Love the theme here with pandas. So, he told me he does not have Doot. He has every other companion. So good to know. He wants to complete Rifts, push it a little bit, wants to perhaps progress into push into World 6 a little bit more, so we'll see if that's a little bit feasible. He told me it took him a week to get from Rift 1 to Rift 31, and now I can't push. So based off of that, I can tell you already, you should probably not be pushing World 6. You should be going back doing other things with your account. If you can't push through Rift and complete it, you're probably going to have trouble pushing World 6 at a nice, decent rate. Don't get me wrong, you can. Probably just not the best use of your time right now. There's a bunch of opportunity cost. You could be better spending your time elsewhere in the game than just be pushing World 6. Plus, overall, your character levels are pretty low from what I expect someone trying to push through World 6. The reason I say World 6, something you should probably not be focusing on, is because the portal count and the overall account level you need to push World 6 is incredibly high. Going through Skydoggy Spirits, I can't remember the portal kill count, but you need 6 characters or so to push through it. And it's going to be really difficult for you from what I can see, just kind of looking at your character page. So overall, your characters are mostly in Void or Luster gear. It's not bad. Generally, I avoid Luster. I'd rather you go into like Troll gear or Magma gear. Plus, also, some of your pants and legs are, I'd say, relatively bad. I think they're more of a skilling preset, which is fine. I don't know what you have in your character's inventory. Yeah, you have Luster gear. Okay. So forget what I said. You're probably just going to like skilling aspect type things. That's why I recommend getting Troll gear, actually, because it is on par, if not better, than the efficiency you get from the tools, because it gives you all stat. All stat will impact mining, it'll impact chopping, and it'll give you more efficiency there because of things like, well, there's, I know there's a talent for mages specifically. We'll look at your character here real quick, and I'll just pull that up so you can see it. Oh, God. Okay. Talents. I think it is right here. The effect your wisdom has on chopping efficiency is increased by X%. So when you level this up, your wisdom will have a massively increased effect on chopping. So you get more chopping efficiency from it. So the more base stats you get from, say, for example, troll armor, will increase the efficiency you get, which will increase your prints further. I don't know if you're struggling with prints. Actually, we'll get there. I think you probably gave me a breakdown of your 3D printer. You actually did not. Cool. We'll get there. We'll talk about that. But yeah, generally across all your characters, apart from just talents, I think you really should be looking at upgrading your tools. You did tell me you try to get luster gear on all your characters, but you didn't really talk about tools. tools specifically are a great way to increase your character's power, um, whether it's skilling or it's damage. Tools are stat sticks, and you should think of it as such. It's a way for you to increase your character's damage, and it's a way for you to catch up on accuracy if you're missing accuracy, or a way for you to increase your main skilling activity. So your Blood Berserker here is only in Dementia tools, except the Void Fishing Rod. If you increase this, you'll get more upgrade slots, and you'll have more opportunity to increase the stats you get from them. So absolutely increase, go back, upgrade your tools even further. I tried to get into Luster. It looks like it's feasible for you getting into Luster. Void, if you can't produce the green salts for it. Void should be probably a good minimum for you. Try to push into Luster in the next few weeks if you can. Try to produce more green salts if you are able, and go with that. Other thing to look into, you have almost Chizor Scarf on pretty much your entire account, so you're doing good there. Chizor Scarf is generally pretty good because it'll give you total damage. If and when you're able to upgrade that to the Divine Scarf, that is the best in slot scarf for all your characters. The recipe itself is really expensive, so I don't expect that to be something you can accomplish easily, but that should be sort of like your end goal, is to get that, because that'll massively increase sort of your ability to get loot, and also increase your skilling prints as well, because it gives you all AFK gain. And if you have a chip doubler, it's a massive increase for AFK gains and skilling in general. Also looking at your characters, you do have a bunch of golden food on them, which is nice to see. You do rely on food, it seems, quite a lot still, so I want to check something real quick regarding talents. I don't know. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, you are aware. The Goblet of Hemoglobin is the way to sort of stave off any issues you have with defense. Something I do want to check real quick regarding Alchemy is what your FMJ is. Yeah, it's 101, so you should hopefully have enough accuracy to not really have to rely on food all that much. But yeah. If you guys aren't aware, Goblet of Hemoglobin is a World 1 talent you get from the Merit Shop. It helps you increase your survivability through maps, apart from just having to eat food or get more defense. It'll help with survivability. That way you can enter maps that you aren't defense capped on, but still survive 100% of the time in. Cool. Okay, so there's that general account. Let's go through World 1 and see what you can improve on there. So you gave me stamps, and gave me info on your stamps, and you gave me some sort of retrospective on Onyx statues as well. So before we even discuss going into Onyx, I want to see if you have chips. You do have Choco Chip. So it's possible for you to start crystal mob farming. Only thing I want to look at is your cards specifically. So you have, okay, this is perfect. You do have Rubified Poop and Rubified Demon Genie, which is what you almost, at least getting the blue, the 4-star level is kind of good enough to start crystal farming, but this is definitely what you want to see when you start crystal farming. Also, ES doesn't really get much benefit from crystal farming, so you don't really need a preset for him on that. It's more so getting drop rate or multi-kill or AFK gains if you want to push through maps. But your DK and your Bubo, obviously, crystal mob farming is going to be the best in slot for them. For getting statues, DK is generally the best, except for World 3. Then it's Elemental Sorcerer killing base monsters, not killing crystal mobs, but killing base monsters, because the drop for World 3 statues are in their base drop pool within the first page. So Elemental Sorcerer is good here. If there's anything inside of a bag, DK is better because it kind of has a quantity type multiplier to the orb. So, I mean, I'm kind of statue farming here. You can see this orb has a number above it. Every 100 increases basically the amount of items you get from killing a monster. So if you see a crystal mob's dropped here, if I look at my statue 43386 and I pick that up, you see it's 43409. I almost gained like 30 statues from picking up one, because this orb right here, well, it disappeared, but it was at 400 before. It basically drops 4 times extra. It rolls the loot table 4 extra times, which drops 4 extra items, which I believe is also impacted by your drop rate. So it'll pick more items from this pool to drop more often. So if there's statues that drop from the crystal mob in particular, like this page right here, it'll drop multiple copies of those statues. So the more drop rate you get and the higher your orb value gets, the more items, the easier statue farming will be. So getting the important things for crystal farming in particular are going to be drop rate and chocolate chip, and obviously crystal spawn chance. So crystal spawn chance obviously only increased by those two cards, the Demon Genie and the Poop, as well as the stamp, the Crystal Inn stamp, which we'll look at as well to see if you're in a good position to start farming there. Let's go ahead and check your stats as well. On this character, stats, drop rate 7.91. I feel like that's kind of low. You kind of want a higher. I think you want a higher drop rate. Honestly, I'd recommend starting to do crystal farming. It's easier to do it when you hit like 11, 12 times drop rate. Because you'll spend a lot less time. Also, your crystal chance is really low. Yeah, you don't have the chip doublers, the card doublers to make this a lot more efficient. But the fact it is a 1 in 120 for you to spawn. Where did I see that? Yeah, 1 in 120 for you to spawn crystal mobs is kind of bad. You kind of need the chip doubler for it to be more effective for you. Also, want to check this. You have that maxed out. It's good. But your stamps in particular are probably where you can improve a lot on crystal mob spawn. It's 100. So you can probably spend, when you get gilded stamps, you can spend it on crystal mob spawn chance that you get even higher. And also on the hydrogen stamp cost reduction to help you. Yeah, as a hydrogen cost stamp reduction to help you push crystal in even higher. Your big breakpoint here is going to be boring bricks. Trying to get more boring bricks that we're able to upgrade the stamp even further. Okay, cool. Let's move away from sort of the high-end level stuff, and let's go toward general account progression and see what you can do to sort of improve your account. So stamp levels, for someone that's in World 6, I don't know how far you are into World 6, but I feel like your stamp levels are generally pretty low. You have been working on them, so good on you. Let's go through some of the things you should try to unlock as soon as possible. That way you can get more damage, more stats, more skilling efficiency, everything with your account. So you have the 7 Failure Followers quest done, so that's good. So you have the golden apple stamp, and the Steve Sword stamp. You are missing some damage stamps here, like Diamond Axe stamp and the Dementia Sword stamp. You can look these up in Idleon wiki just to see where they drop from. These would be really... you can push these stamp levels pretty high. I think you can probably achieve like 80 in each of these, so you can get 80 in each of these, so you get more damage. I think you are missing some quests, stamps, specifically the Sash side stamp, then Conjure Charmo stamp. So let's look at sailing real quick to see where you are. Let's see what your speed is. 210k. Look, you're fairly low speed, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's yikes. I think you also linked me your IE. Sorry about that, guys. IE is better at showing me Eldritch Relics, so let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Artifacts. Yikes. Okay. Big thing you can work on here. Actually, let's go in order. Let's come back to sailing. Let's talk about that in a second. Big thing I want to look at as well. Let's go to Anvil and your points. Okay, you are fairly far into your Anvil production. You almost have all of World 3 done and all of World 4 done. So you're doing good here. I would recommend trying to finish up World 3 and start maybe, for now, try to get through halfway through World 4 monster materials that we can upgrade your Anvil even more. Like I said, your big point here, you kind of need a lot of boring bricks to upgrade your crystal stamp, but in particular, if you haven't finished level 13 Vial and Thread, you probably should do that first. Yeah, I mean, you have some vials here you can start working on. We'll talk about that in a second as we move into it. Let's go ahead and move into bubbles first, and then we'll talk about vials a little bit. So bubbles, your alchemy. Okay, let's go ahead and look at Atom Collider. How are you doing here? Your printer. How's your printer doing? As you can see, I'm jumping back and forth between a lot of things, but a lot of these are interconnected. So your alchemy is going to suffer because you haven't really focused on atom generation, or at least you don't have a reliable source of atom generation. You have a very low amount of atoms per hour. atoms per day. You only have 14 per day. So you should really, really, really focus on getting atom generation up. I think this is your probably your number one priority right now is getting your skilling up. So let's talk about bubbles. So the best way you can increase your atom generation is to make sure you have 300% multi-resource chance. So you should take some time, go back into Alchemy and hard focus this in stamps, in particular your skilling levels, your skilling for stamps, and get your skills higher level and try to push the multi-resource chance up through things like star signs and the bubbles, the big bubbles here, Wyoming Blood, Sploosh Sploosh, Bugs Squared, Multilago, and I think that's it. Those bubbles for multi-resource chance are really important, and it's how you get high prints. It's one of the first things you should focus on if you're trying to get high prints. So first of all, you're mining. Try to get this this stat right here, multi-ore drop chance to 300% in your skill info. You can go down here, click on it. Same thing with fishing, multi-fish 300, multi-log 300, and multi-bug. The biggest thing you should focus on absolutely is chopping. Chopping is the one way you can increase your atom generation, because your elemental sorcerer prints the most logs if you don't have dude. The reason I say elemental sorcerer in particular is because let's go ahead and look at his talents. Elemental sorcerer is different from Bubo in that it can link to multiple gods. So let's go ahead and look at the talents on page 4, in particular this talent right here, polytheism. Polytheism, the way it works is your character gets to link to 2 gods, 1 via the talent and 2 via the divinity altar. So your elemental sorcerer can link to Arctis, that way you're connected to Lab. Lab has a bonus to give you 2 times prints if you're just in Lab and you have the node activated. And then Harriep in Divinity can give you 3 times prints. Those together multiply on top of each other, so in total you get 6 times prints from your 3D printer. So level polytheism to level 3, or 13 or 23, it doesn't matter. Level 3 is better, just because it's easier to get. You spend less talent points. But getting it to level 3 will link your character in the talent page to Harriep, so you'll have the bonus from Harriep, and link your character physically in the altar to Arctis, that way you're connected to Lab, and make sure that printer 2 times bonus is activated, that way you benefit from 2 times printer. And then you'll see your actual print value for your elemental sorcerer increases by quite a lot. So absolutely do that, that we can start focusing on atom generation. Like I said, I think this is probably the biggest thing for you right now. Specifically in your stamps, you should be focusing on things like multi-tool stamp. You don't have a lot of dust motes, so I'd recommend getting a print for dust motes and start printing this as much as you can and get this really, really high. I don't think it's unreasonable for you to try to push level 60 maybe. It might be a little bit difficult because I don't know what your catching efficiency is right now, but level 60 or 70, that we get some all-skill efficiency. The reason I say focus on multi-tool stamp specifically is because it'll not only impact your skilling for your chopping, but eventually something you want to focus on is also increasing your cooking efficiency through ladle stamp and multi-tool. Multi-tool will also impact cooking, which give you more ladles, which will boost your cooking even further. And cooking also has really, really good skill efficiency meals, which you'll need to boost your prints even further. Other thing to focus on is dupe log stamp. This will give you multi-log chance. Multilago in particular, that bubble for multi-resource chance, is really hard to level because it requires iron bars. Ingots in general are really hard to generate, just as a fact of it being a forge item. You can do 2-minute claims on your archers. I mean, it could be effective for you. You just might run out of iron with how low your skilling prints are. So it's something you can do, but you want to level this up usually with bargain tags is the way you want to do this, and also try to upgrade your stamps so you get multi-log there, and use your star signs to cap out at 300%. If you have star sign doubler, obviously equip, go into the star sign and equip that as a bubble, so you get 40% multi-log chance, so you have to rely less on upgrading the multi-logo bubble. But yeah, upgrade this as much as you can. These helmets are not very expensive to craft, and you have a max capacity of 80 on that character, only Red Panda, because I believe you have all the bags unlocked. So you can upgrade this a little bit further. This in conjunction with the lab bonus for doubling stamp effect, I think it's doubling, will make it so you have to rely less on multi-logo even further, so you can hit the 300% cap on multi-logo. As well, also try to focus on upgrading multi-ore, multi-fish, and multi-bug chance. Yeah, this right here, this right here, and this right here. And I can't remember where the fish one is. Somewhere right here. Yeah. Get all those up. try to hit 300%. That's a really, really big bonus you can do to increase your efficiency. The other big thing you can do is Prowessary. So Prowessary, it does cap at 2 times, and I suspect you're probably at that cap already. But anything beyond 2 doesn't really matter. Generally, the mathematical way this works is think of it like multi-kill, but for resources. So the way it works is once you have 100% efficiency on something, you'll get 1 times guaranteed resource. So say you're mining copper and you have, I don't know, 50 efficiency. I don't know what the efficiency threshold for copper is, but say you have 50 efficiency, and that's the 100%. Instead, Prowessary will take that down by half. So instead of 50, you need 25, which makes the threshold for getting 2, 3, 4, 5 times like multi-kill on that node will make it so you drop even more. Multi-resource chance will increase that even further by multiplying by 3, so you get even more of those resources, and you can see how this kind of compounds and scales. So this Prowessary on top of multi-resource chance on top of your base skill efficiency will massively increase your prints. So just make sure you have Prowessary at 2.0. You just kind of have to do a little bit of math. You have 1.82 from the bubble here, and the other best way you can do it is leaks, I believe, in cooking. Prowess. You actually don't have it unlocked yet, so you might not be hitting prowess cap or Prowessary cap. So really try to hard farm getting here because you're pretty soon going to be hitting the Prowessary bonus, which will decrease the threshold and increase your efficiency for the skills you need. Also, you are missing whipped cocoa, which is another thing you can do to increase your skill efficiency, and you're almost there for rice ball, which is also to increase in skill efficiency. So you're almost at the point where you can massively increase your atom generation per day. You really should be pushing breeding as much as you can to try to increase, push your spice battles. That way you can unlock more meals, increase your overall account progression is my suggestion. All right, let's go back. I kind of jumped into a tangent, but let's go back to bubbles here. Yeah, like I said, the best way for you to increase your atom generation is focusing on bubbles. So go back, sorry, not bubbles, focusing on Mage specifically. Logs have the easiest efficiency cap to hit to produce a lot of them. So Mage is the best way to increase your atom generation, not just because of Elemental Sorcerer, but just because it's easy to chop logs. Elemental Sorcerer is incredibly good at printing because, like I said, it has the 6-time print capability if you don't have Doot. So upgrade Mage's best as much as you can. Use bargain tags here if you're able. On top of obviously focus, your primary focus should be Multilago, but then focus on Mage's best to increase increase the bonus of all your small bubbles, which will impact your efficiency even further. Perfect. And then you're not at a point where you can Atom Hocus Chopus, but this also massively increases your chopping efficiency. As well, another easy way to increase your efficiency is through log on logs. So you don't have this booked all that high. Actually, I do want to check something. How high is your talent library? I suspect it's not that high because you don't have Fury Relic. Okay. So yeah, I mean, your prints are suffering a little bit just because you don't have high enough talent levels. But something to focus on is upgrade your talents for your Elemental Sorcerers, in particular for skilling, because the... Sorry, I got sidetracked here. Oh. Yeah, I think you might be capped on Prowess Effect, actually. Anyways, you should really be using books on your Elemental Sorcerer in particular, because like I said, it has the 6 times bonus, and Mage is best for skilling efficiency. The few nodes you should be focusing on are Smart Efficiency and Tab 1. Log on Logs, this is the best talent for skilling, hands down. Untwisted Robes gives you more wisdom. This node right here, Deforesting All Doubt, gives you more effect. Your wisdom has more effect on chopping efficiency. And also, back at page 1, the AFK or active AFK also gives you all AFK gains. In the talent page, you should really be focusing on AFK gains for both fighting and skills. The toilet paper postage will give you more skill efficiency from stamps, which, like I said, stamps are also a really good way to boost your efficiency. So absolutely focus on that. The skill whiz gives you higher impact. Your wisdom has higher impact on this. Also gives you base wisdom. Utmost intellect gives you percent wisdom. Best talent of all, symbols beyond, gives you higher talent levels. So this will boost your minimum talent level. I think you also have rift slug, so that doesn't impact symbols beyond, but it'll impact all your other talents. Let's see. Occult obols. If you have wisdom obols, this will also increase the wisdom you get from those. The Wizwumbo will increase talent for Book of the Wise, which will increase your base wisdom. So there's a lot of things you can do to increase your skilling, and I suspect you'll be able to skyrocket the efficiency you get and the amount of atoms you're able to generate from doing oak logs as a print. So that's something you should be focusing on, absolutely. Cool. You did mention specifically you started focusing on sigils, but then you got your characters off to work on the cauldrons, which is good. Sigils should be something you focus on kind of later game. Specifically, World 6 does give a bunch of bonus to sigil speed, especially with the new stamp out. You'll be able to push sigils a lot faster, so you don't have to worry about it as much anymore. But keep off of this until you get your World 6 bubbles unlocked and you get all the boost cauldrons unlocked as well. Now, I did unlock the cost bubble. There's some debate. You can keep this below level 170, but get speed, luck, and the extra brew chance up to 170. Kind of cap them out. That way, in the future, you don't have to worry about it. Generally, it's good practice to have these maxed out. That way, you can boost your bubbles even further in the future. But definitely focus on unlocking your bubbles for World 6. Oh, and you also don't have Power Try 1. That's kind of sucky. And these are kind of low level as well. But yeah, you should really be focusing on pushing your alchemy even higher. And as well, since you have Toolbox, what I recommend, probably get your bubbles up to 75% capacity first. That seems fairly achievable for you. I don't know if your prints are high enough to really sustain this, but you'll start to generate atoms, and the important thing to unlock in the atom collider would be boron. So obviously you haven't really touched atoms all that much, but once you get boron, you'll be able to use atoms on bubbles that cost more than 100 million. So you'll start to be able to upgrade this. You'll see this thing pop up here to the top right. You can use atoms on things to help you boost your alchemy even further. This in conjunction with No Bubble Left Behind really skyrocketed alchemy for a lot of people. Boron, yeah. I talk about this often in my videos, but when you upgrade boron, it'll give you 2 levels at level 1. But if you have the World 5 talent, which I expect you do, I think you have Permeep, this will give you 10 extra uses in alchemy every single day. So you have 12 bubble uses with atoms every single day. So you can upgrade your, sorry about that, my dryer went off. You can upgrade your bubbles even further using this 12 times a day. You just need the atom generation to support it and be able to upgrade boron even further. Something I also note in my other videos is when you upgrade boron, it'll do like a soft reset in how many bubbles you have used in that day. So say you upgrade it from level 1 to level 2. So the max atoms you can use on your cauldrons are going to be going from 12 to 14. It'll increase by 2 every time. So what that'll do is, say you use all 12 of your bubbles and then you upgrade boron. It'll soft reset, I believe, to 12 or 14. So you get 14 additional clicks that same day. Then your daily reset, you'll get 14 until you upgrade it again. So something you can do to even further boost your alchemy gains is do that. Upgrade boron. Use your atoms in the day, then upgrade boron, go back, use your atoms, then upgrade boron, go back, use your atoms, so on and so forth until you don't have the atom generation for it anymore. So yeah, just be mindful of that when you get to boron and you're able to upgrade it. It'll be a great way for you to improve your account overall. But right now, your main focus should be trying to improve skilling in particular, that we have even more atom generation. You're able to spiral this out of control even further. Cool. Okay, yeah. Going back to specific bubbles, Mage's best is the best one. You should absolutely try to get to 75 or actually 70% capacity is very, very achievable for you. I don't know what your prints are looking for sport caps, but you can use bargain tags on this. You can use bargain tags on Multilago. Hocus Chop is also a great one to do. After that, Librain tools are going to be really good for you. And then it's going to be Severa Purple and Tree Sleeper. Chopping AFK gain rates is really, really important. Okay. Going on to vials. Cool. Okay, vials. So I feel like you should be almost at a point where you can start getting level 13 vials on a lot of things. Some of the earlier bubbles specifically. The copper ore is something that should be fairly easy for you to accomplish. But again, you should really be focusing on upgrading your skilling. That way you are able to start getting these things up to level 13. You already got the oak log ones. That's great. You're working on the jungle logs and these toilet logs. Good. I imagine you said you're in Rift, so you are benefiting from Vial Master. You think? Almost, almost. This will start impacting you, but eventually this will increase the value the vials give you. So absolutely something you should be focusing on, 100%. Anything in particular? Let's see. I don't know where you are in World 6. I imagine you. I don't know if you're able to hit fireflies yet, but if you're able to get like level 1 in this vial, that'd be pretty good. Multiplicative cooking speed will help you in the future. If you are at God Shards and you're able to make a bar, I don't know. Actually, I don't think you're able to do this. It takes a lot of efficiency to do that, so you can ignore that. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. For chopping efficiency in particular, tundra logs are kind of what you need to do. Getting this to level 12 is going to give you a lot of chopping efficiency. Getting it level 13 obviously is going to give you the best, but I don't know how effective you are at chopping right now. So yeah, just look at the efficiency vials in particular is my suggestion. So for binding efficiency, catching, chopping, and fishing, this one right here, it's a monster vial. So you're better. It's if you're able to push this on VMAN during a speed run to get a good print of this, yeah, you can do that. I just recommend going through World 1 mobs first if you're going to do a print for monster materials. Okay, let's go on to World 3. So you mentioned your refinery. You kind of fucked up a little bit. Give me a second. I'm going to read this, but I'm also going to take a drink of water. So let me process things real quick. Okay, so you do mention to me that you fucked up with Refinery. You're late to the game to understand it. You're working on it slowly. You're following the picture to fix it, which isn't bad. I do say the chart that you find on Reddit is actually kind of misleading. It's off by a few levels here and there. The best way for you to go forward in fixing your refinery would be looking in Idleon Toolbox specifically. You can see the hourly cost, the hourly production of your red salts off to the right here. And also, if you hover over the cost per hour of the next salt, you'll see how much you're printing if you hover over it and how much it's costing directly over there. So right now it's costing you 1.95k red salts per hour to produce orange salts, and you're printing only 1.3k. So you have a deficit of 600 or so, 6,500. Same thing beneath it, you're printing 970 orange salts, but you're spending 1.5k. You're good on green salts, at least you're missing just the Scorpios right now. You're missing Mousies for purple, and you're missing just the previous salts for Nullo. So yeah, your refinery is kind of messed up. It's going to be hard for you to fix this. The best way you can fix your refinery, since you don't have Doot, is Omnifal does give you a 15% chance to proc the refinery. So you can catch up at the cost of using your divinity slot for some of your characters. So they may be out of lab for a little bit, but that's something you can think about if you don't have Doot, is using Omnifal to try to get your printer up a little bit. Okay. Onto Equinox. So, I mean, you're progressing this nicely. I don't see any sort of issues with Equinox. It's something you should really be thinking about, kind of in the back of your mind, if you're able to upgrade this. Your Bubo is going to benefit a lot from Liquid Vestment. All of your Cauldrons and generally your alchemy is going to improve quite a lot through the use of Liquid Vestment. So if you're activating Bubo, Liquid Vestment, you should really be focusing on this and trying to get your construction board with 48 ulti double cogs. Construction, okay. Construction's okay, you say. Maybe you can look at it. Let's see. So yeah, I imagine you're doing flaggy right now. Okay, so I mean, my biggest suggestion for this board, I assume these are flagged spots, so you need to get through it. You're kind of pushing the ones that are harder than it needs to be. You should probably be focusing on these ones because they only take 100k flag rate to do. There is a toolbox is terrible for this, but there's a GitHub tool called Cogtimizer. Someone made this so you can optimize your cog board. basically what it works, the way it works is if you go to construction, it'll take your board setup and the cogs you have in your inventory here. I just recommend cloud saving if you're making new cogs. Take your raw game JSON, paste it in here, click on the cogs page, then go to settings and set your flaggy rate really high. Say like 25. Build rates, I think you want to suffer a little bit on build rate so you unlock your board. So you can set this like 1, 50, and 25, and then it'll give you a step-by-step process where to place your cogs, which ones to take out, which characters to swap out, stuff like that. That way you can maximize whatever you set it to. So it'll maximize your EXP first, it'll maximize your flaggy rate second, it'll maximize your build rate third. So absolutely try to do that. That'll be a good way for you to sort of go through construction at a faster rate. You're kind of doing things a little bit inefficient here. Also, is this my account? No, this is your account. You're doing things a little bit inefficient. We're trying to fix your flag rate. You're trying to unlock the flag rate here, but it's going to take you a long time to upgrade to get that. You can eke out a little bit more progress so you can unlock these spots here and put cogs in here. So try and do that first before you go towards the ones that cost 250 million flag points. This one only takes 100k, 300k, 17.5 mil, and same on top, 100k, 300k. This is taking you 50 mil, this is taking you 250, 50 mil. So it's taking you a lot of time when you could just be spending a little bit less time on these right here. Perfect. Let's see. Also, with the new update, Lava made it so that this is not affected by the Warriors rule bubble, which is this one right here. So what that means is your DK and Blood Berserker don't have that much of an impact on build rate. So you see I have 235 mil kind of build rate right there, which is high compared to you, but whatever. But if I go on here, it's not impacted by Warriors rule, so it's also 235. So you don't have to worry about snapshotting your build rate on your Warrior and never opening it. You can do it on any character, and it'll be roughly the same. The only thing that impacts it is obviously going to be the obols. If you have an obol preset on one of your characters, like I do, my character here has some of the cogs, or sorry, some of the obols. You'll see he has more build rate than the other character if it were to swap to him, but that's just because he has the obols. That's the only reason. Yes. Okay. Worship. Okay. Let's talk about worship. Okay. My biggest criticism here is you are a charge siphon enjoyer. I don't recommend doing that. Overall, your skull level looks to be pretty similar across all your characters. I imagine you're salt locked, and that's why you can't upgrade your skulls, but definitely think about upgrading your skulls if you can. Your V-Man specifically, you should really try to be pushing as much as you can your V-Man levels. The reason I say V-Man specifically is because he has a talent called Species Epoch, which combines your trapping and worship level to give you more critters and souls. So once your trapping and worship level combined is above level 100, you'll get multiplicative more souls and more critters, which will just make trapping and worship a lot easier to get the souls or the whatever you need. The best way to level up your worship is going to this tab right here, this totems tab. You see this column right here, EXP per charge. If the way this works mathematically is you get 182 EXP per one charge expended in Goblin Gore Fest. But similarly, if you look at another totem, Acorn Assault for you, specifically you get 551 EXP per one charge. So it's more effective for you to use all of your charge on Acorn Assault than on Goblin Gore Fest. So you'll get more EXP from using it here than you will on anywhere else, any other worship totem in your account. So what I'd recommend on your V-Man specifically is equip. Let me go over here. If you have the prayer unlocked, use balance of proficiency. This will give you skill EXP gain. Your Maestro also has a talent called Maestro Transfusion or something like that. It'll nuke your skill efficiency but massively increase your EXP. Also, equip EXP cards. You can go to Idleon Insight. Skill EXP. If you look at cards right here, Cheese Nub, Chaotic Efont, Cheese Nub and Chaotic Efont, they'll give you skill EXP. Rather, just Chaotic Efont. He's the one with skill EXP. What about EXP for skills? Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, those will give you skill EXP. So make sure to put that in your preset that we have more skill EXP you get. That way you can supercharge your the EXP you get for worship to increase your V-Man levels. Also, there's a golden food, the golden ham. This will give you skill EXP, and generally just increase your gold food effect will also increase that as well. Yeah, and that'll help increase your worship EXP. The reason why you kind of nuke your skill efficiency is that worship and trapping in particular don't require a lot of efficiency, so it's acceptable to destroy your skill efficiency in them, because as you can see, you only need 8,000, 25,000 efficiency to get the bonus like 4 souls. So that's kind of it. You only need that. It's just really, really easy because multi-tool stamp gives you that. Like, actually, I don't know if that impacts worship. I mean, don't tell anyone, but I think it does. But that alone, you don't need a lot of efficiency for souls, and you get that passively through your account. So you can absolutely nuke your skill efficiency in turn for a bunch of EXP. And same thing with traps. Generally, your characters look to be about the same. So you have nature traps on everyone. I don't know if you've done this, but you can snapshot your trapping EXP by doing basically the same thing I explained for worship, but in the trapper zone as your V-Man, use the skill EXP things I mentioned before, transfusion specifically, and then place your traps. It'll snapshot that EXP gain across your account, and you should really be doing that to increase the EXP your Maestro gains. I would recommend having regular traps on your characters that we can start gaining critters, specifically the Scorpio and the Mousies, because those are required in the Refinery. That way you can kind of balance out your salts a little bit better. Okay. There's not really much to say about Salt Lake. It'll progress as you kind of fix your account a little bit more. Salt Lake's not the biggest bonus, but I mean, I guess don't forget about it all too much. And Death Note. You did mention Death Note's work in progress. Yeah, agreed. Death Note does become important when you start to get more damage and multi-kill on your V-Man. It'll help give you monster prints. That way you can start leveling out level 13 vials. I'm not sure if you're fully aware how the sort of 3D printing thing works, but when you're on a V-Man speedrun, the Void Radius talent gives you multi-kill per tier while you have the buff active, and killing nightmare bosses gives you mob respawn rate. Those combined massively increases the monster prints you get from V-Man in particular. So it'll increase the print you get from those monsters, the base materials like spore caps, that we're able to hit level 13 vials a lot easier on V-Man than you are on any other character. Perfect. Okay, moving on to cooking. So, like I alluded to, you have a few meals that you're able. I'm actually not sure if you have this, if you're capable of unlocking them right now, but definitely try to progress your breedings to unlock more territory spice battles. You're missing out on a ton of skill efficiency here from Rice Ball and Whipped Cocoa. These are massive meals to increase your skill efficiency. This also does impact your ladle production because it impacts your cooking efficiency. So unlocking these will kind of snowball your cooking a little bit further because it increases your ladle production, which allows you to upgrade your meals. And also, the more meal level you have, the more cooking speed you have because you have V-Man. His talent, which I hope you have booked to as high as possible. You have not yet. I'd recommend doing this. Booking Blood Marrow multiplies your cooking speed based off your level of meals. So this gives you this in conjunction with Diamond Chef, in conjunction with the Fluoride Atom from Atom Collider, are all 3 of the best increases to cooking speed, apart from obviously the meal cooking speed you get from the meals themselves. But this is how you skyrocket your cooking progress. I imagine you probably unlocked some cooking multipliers from World 6, but they weren't as substantive as you thought they'd be, primarily because Blood Marrow, in conjunction with Diamond Chef, are 2 of the biggest multipliers to cooking you can possibly get. Use books on Blood Marrow if you can. Upgrade this even further. That way you're able to increase your cooking speed even further. I know it says 0.66%, but that 0.66 is per meal level that you have, which multiplies on top of every multiplier you have in cooking. So if I were to drop over to my V-Man, I have relatively high meal levels. So this will be quite nutty. I have 18% cooking speed. So I'm almost hitting. I mean, it's a massive increase to cooking speed. I don't know how to best explain this. With 95 extra levels, I'm at 0.99. You're at 0.66, so you're getting 0.33. But still, that is the numbers are deceptive. Increase it, you'll see your cooking speed probably like double, triple, quadruple just by booking it and upgrading this talent. Yeah. Let's go ahead, go back to cooking. So yeah, I mean your speed right now is in billions. It'll skyrocket even further. Also, don't neglect upgrading your meals here. Don't use beach stock spices to upgrade your kitchens yet, because you still actually didn't look at your diamond chef. How is it? Okay. I think I don't know what your spice production is for beach stock specifically, but you may be able to use bargain tags here to upgrade this even further. Again, your priority should be Multilago, but also try to use bargain tags to upgrade Diamond Chef even further. The 90% reduction should help you upgrade this another few levels. The other big thing to mention, like I said, once you work on atom production, unlocking lithium, this bubble is huge. Sorry, this atom is huge. Unlocking this will allow you to upgrade Diamond Chef passively through no bubble left behind. It'll eventually, over time, over like weeks and months, you'll be able to atom it eventually. That's definitely something you want to unlock as soon as possible when you're talking about atom generation. So unlock these in order until you hit boron, upgrade all your skilling bubbles and stuff. And then eventually, in a few months, you'll be able to start atoming Diamond Chef, which is a massive increase to your cooking speed. Generally, apart from progressing breeding, apart from progressing your territory battles, you should be focusing on upgrading your meal cooking speed meals. Your cabbage, your corn dog. You haven't unlocked soda or diamond or double cherry yet, but corn dog and cabbage would be the best things to upgrade right now. And again, you'll get those. Yeah, upgrade these first, and then go through sort of the time it takes to cook for some of these meals, and upgrade them one by one. Maybe if you have enough ladles, take like a stack of 5 or 10, go through one by one, upgrade them. Like I said, with the V-Man talent, each level massively increases your cooking speed. So go do that. And Rift, like you said, you're in Rift 31. You do kind of need more damage, but like I said, I think your biggest focus right now would be skilling efficiency. And sailing. Okay, now we're getting to sailing. So like I kind of wanted to talk about, sailing in particular, I think you have a lot of room to grow here. So you have Eldritch Relics unlocked. I imagine you are having trouble unlocking Eldritch Relics because you don't have a lot of artifact find chance. Lucky for you, you have a massive upgrade you can do here. Getting Eldritch Fossary Tusk will massively increase your artifact find chance. Right now it's at 65% chance base. You can triple this amount just by getting the Eldritch one. This will make it so much easier for you to unlock relics. After you get Eldritch Fossary Tusk, unlock Eldritch 80 Tablet. This will increase your sailing speed. Then your next big upgrade would be getting Frost Relic. Getting this to Ancient, not Eldritch right now. Once you get this to Ancient, actually, I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 on this. You can get this to Ancient and then immediately hard farm Fury Relic. You should really, really, really be trying to unlock Fury Relic right now. You don't even have the base version of it. Getting 25 max talents is incredibly important. This in conjunction with Frost Relic, in conjunction with, well, I mean, these two combined make up a lot of efficiency, and it has the opportunity to skyrocket your account. Like I said, you're lacking in atom generation. These two relics in particular would massively increase your efficiency and your skills, that we are able to produce more atoms, which allow you to upgrade your bubbles through alchemy even further. And that also gives you a chance to upgrade Diamond Chef every single day with no bubble left behind. It gives you more damage, more build rate. I mean, atom generation is so important in this game. I can't underestimate that. And you're at a point where you're able to do it. You're just a little bit there. You're just a little bit behind. You're almost there. I don't think you realize how close you are. These two right here, it's so important. Cool. That's my little tirade. This should... Honestly, I know it's really hard to unlock Eldritch Relic, but I want to check something real quick. You have artifact find chance through summoning. You are absolutely in a way, in like even the next week, I suspect you'll be able to get this to Eldritch. You'll be able to get this to Eldritch. And you'll be able to get this to Eldritch as well. Getting plus 75 max talent book levels is crazy good. You're missing out on a massive boost to your account, and you're almost there. That's probably the easiest thing you can do right now. Cool. Okay. And last thing I want to talk about. for all your characters. I don't really want to delve into World 6 skills because I feel like I've given you information overload in this video. I feel like I'm rambling. This video might I haven't started a timer, but I think it's probably like 40 minutes or so. Anyways, the big big thing for you to do is getting golden hamsters. I don't know what your damage is or what your capability is of killing mobs in World 5, the crystal mobs for getting these, but you should be splitting these stacks across all of your characters. That way, every single character has a chance to get sailing AFK time. Also, post office. I think you have this crate unlocked, the Scurvy Curate. Yes, you do, because I see it on your Bubo. So the way this works is different from the Sailor at Heart bubble in Alchemy and the Golden Hamsters. What this does, if you get it high enough level, it'll straight up count your AFK time as sailing. It doesn't have a chance. It counts it. So what does that look like? So my crate right now is level 400, which gives me 5.33% AFK counts for sailing. Notice how it doesn't say chance to count or, has the same reading as the Golden Hamsters. It says your AFK counts for sailing. So if I'm gone for 5 hours, 5.33% of that is added to sailing. So if 5 times 60 minutes times 0.0533, 16 minutes of that counts for sailing. That's crazy. This post office box, in conjunction with Golden Hamsters, in conjunction with Sailor at Heart, is how sailing becomes less of a time sink. So if you are able, my recommendation for post office specifically, if you're able to reset it, I believe you can buy the resets through Worlds 2. I actually don't know. I thought there was a way you can do it. World 3? No. I can't remember how you... I don't know if... Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about resetting your post office box. Try, if you have silver pens, use it. That way you're able to upgrade these crates a little bit further. My main recommendation for you is get your skilling boxes up first, then focus on this. That way you can start hard focusing sailing. This in conjunction with the hamsters plus the Sailor at Heart large bubble, because you have Sheepy, will give you AFK sailing, which will reduce kind of the waiting time and sort of the time lock you have on sailing. All of those will help skyrocket your sailing progress, so you can unlock more relics. Like I said, the biggest thing for you right now is to split your hamsters across all of your characters. So take off one of your food slots. There's no reason you need to have equipped 5 foods on your elemental sorcerer. Split this stack 10 times, so each character gets like 200 hamsters. That way you have like a 20-30% chance, I believe, almost 40% chance to claim AFK gains. You see, hold on, real quick. You have a stack of 65 here, 37.1% chance. But you have a stack of 2,300, 43.8. You're only getting like a 6% chance increase from doing this. So split this 2,300 stack, divide it by 10. It's like 230 across all your characters. That way, every single one you log into has a chance to count for sailing gains. So that'll skyrocket your sailing progress across all your characters. Additionally, if you want this to be even higher, you want to increase your gold food effect chance. And the best way to do that is getting a helmet from Nightmare Efont called the Royal Turban. So it has a 1 in 67 drop rate on Nightmare Efont. This gives you 15% increased gold food effect chance. So this will increase that chance of getting sailing AFK time even higher. So this is how I skyrocketed my sailing, was doing that, claiming in all my characters, and then going, checking sailing, checking loot piles, and see if I unlock new relics. So yeah, sailing is going to be one of your biggest boosts to skilling and is going to help you get into Atom Generation in the long run. So this is kind of your next big step. This and Alchemy are going to help skyrocket your account over the next few weeks. And I feel like I've talked enough. I feel like I've given you more than enough to work on for the next few weeks, and hopefully you'll be able to start working on this. I suspect in the next week you'll probably be at a point where you have Ancient for your relic. Is my idea, is my guess, and that will help your account significantly. That in conjunction with Alchemy, if you focus on skilling, you'll be able to start doing Atom Generation and working on your bubbles through the Boron upgrade and Atom Collider. Hopefully this helps you in the next few weeks. I do want to see where your progress changes in the next few weeks. That way we're able to do like a follow-up and hopefully help guide you a little bit further from there. I've been really skilling intensive on a lot of people, you in particular, because you have the most to gain from it. So absolutely, you have a lot of progress to there's a lot of progress for you to be done in a week, and I think it's very attainable for you to hit a like a massive acceleration, a big snowball point in your account, because you have the resources and the capability to do it right now. So hopefully, I'll see massive gains for you. And again, message me on Discord if you need any clarification on what I'm about to write to you, or if you have any clarification you need from the videos in particular. Hopefully, this helps you in the next few weeks. I hope you have a great time. And again, as everyone, have a great day.